I think the reason, once you got to cybersecurity, what was, I guess, your, what were you trying to do after that? So you understand, hey, I like cybersecurity, but how did you figure out offensive security?
Okay, so I think one thing I've noticed in cybersecurity, and for anyone who's coming into cybersecurity, and which also happened to me, was like we really do not, I don't think I think I've learned again that cybersecurity is not just more about only hacking and like breaking into systems, and like it's much more beyond that. So,
Yeah.
but one thing that got my attention was like, like in movies you see like people are like doing technical, like very fast
Yeah.
things, and like hacking was like my first goal. So I really do not know if there's an offensive or defensive. I knew like cybersecurity was like this. So that really, really even I think it really got a bad impact in me, because in the sense that I knew it was just cybersecurity. So I don't know, there was defensive and there was offensive. So
Yep.
I was just studying for everything in cybersecurity, like every single thing, every resources that comes my way, it's a go. So I really do not have that streamlining like that. So I was just reading a bunch of things, getting burnt out, like getting tired and things like that. So at a point, I got to know this tech community, Black in Cybersecurity. Yeah.
Yep.
So I joined Black in Cybersecurity. So I think there was a day they were like, "Oh, if you want to be in blue team, you want to be red team." So I was like, "What was that?" So I started like making research on that. Like, "Oh, what does this mean?" So at a point, I figured out that I think I've been doing something wrongly.
Mm.
So. I think when I was studying a SOC analyst content while I was still
Hmm.
studying a an offensive content. Like it was just, but it was not like aligning. But somehow I was like, okay, okay, okay. But apparently, when Black in Cybersecurity like came in, they were like differentiate these. So it gave me like much perspective. Like, okay,
Right.
there are different parts in cybersecurity, and these are the things like you need, like defenders and offenders and things like
Yeah, it's
that.
not all one
So
thing.
yeah, so I started like making research, and I feel like, oh, okay, this is it, this is it. So while like making research, jotting down some like things, I knew, okay, I think this is what I want to go for. So, and I always like seeing people on like LinkedIn, Twitter, and be like, oh, I'm in offensive, I'm in defensive. So it gives me
Yeah.
more like more upper edge. Like I think people can go for this and this, or you can add as well. Be the same, like be the two if that's what you want. But I feel like, okay, you know what? Let me start with offensive. Let me learn about how these things are being done here. Then I
Hmm.
can go back and learn how I can defend it, since I already know the loopholes. Do you like, I feel like, okay, so let me start with offensive, even though I'm going to end my career with a defensive, which I don't know yet. But for now,
Okay.
I think,
So you,
yeah.
so you already started, I guess, you studied everything with cybersecurity. It's like, hey, let me just everything I can get, kind of drinking from a fire hose. Then it's like, again, you're around more people, you're talking with more people in the field. They start to say, hey, there's the red team, there's the blue team. And then for those who just don't know, red team is you're trying to break, or trying to find out what are the security vulnerabilities within a system. And then blue team is you're trying to plug those holes, or just build a better secure system from the start.
Yeah.
And so basically they started to lead you into there's blue and there's red. And you say, okay, let me start with red. And what basically you're saying is your desire is, hey, eventually I want to also, get to blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually how it started with my career as well, is I did the opposite. Is I got in from cybersecurity with blue. And currently, now at the time of this recording, I'm on red. And I think at some point, yeah, I probably will come back to blue as well. So I can definitely speak to that.